Okay.
Say hi.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
All right, it's December 14th, 2022, and we just made our very last house payment.
7:41 p.m.
Well,
7:42. Actually, it's about 7:30.
that's what time it is tonight, but we just made our last house payment, didn't we?
Yep.
Which, some people, is not a very big deal, making the last house payment, but it is to us. Why, Nick?
It is.
Why?
Oh, why? Because I'm sick of making house payments every week.
Technically,
For the past X amount of years.
we've been house poor for years, haven't we?
Well, yeah. I guess you call it that.
Yeah. Well, we've
been house payment for. How's that?
Yeah, house payment for you. Even when we got married, we owed like $500 and you had a car payment. So we've never been out of debt the whole time we've been married. We've been married 34 and a half years. So it's kind of a long time. And then we'd been married 5 years and we moved down here. And we'd only been here a couple of days, and we looked at this house and it was the only thing we could afford. It was only $47,000, and it was on a promissory note where we paid the owner for 15 years.
That was a joke.
Yeah, because the owner died, and then it ended up being his mom's nephew that got the house, so we had to refinance, and we'd been working on our house, and we didn't have any money because we were broke and didn't know how to manage our money, and so we started getting using our credit cards. So we would refinance our credit cards and refinance our house, and we did that a lot in the 1990s and the early 2000s.
Because it was easy to do.
Because it was very easy to do. And we ended up in 2004, we redone our mortgage, and our mortgage was $153,000. And it was with Wells Fargo. That was our last refinance. And then a year later, we ended up getting a second mortgage for $47,000.
To pay off all the other debt that we had.
Yeah. So we ended up, we were $200,000 in debt in 2005. And Nick made good money. It's just we had no idea how to manage money. We didn't know how to save. We didn't know how to do any of that. We'd never been taught that, and we just didn't know what to do with our money, did we?
No.
And by then we had kids, and you've got to take care of the kids. You've got
braces.
School.
Braces.
But school lunches was expensive. Having to buy 3 school lunches every week, that was expensive, and we just could not manage our money at all. We couldn't get a good grip to get a start, I guess.
Realistically if you just work 2 more hours of overtime a week, we can afford this. I would just work 5 more overtime hours a week, because even though I was salary, I got paid overtime.
Yeah.
But I had a set salary and I got paid overtime.
Yes.
So I took a management position and I got paid straight time overtime, which was a huge hit to the belt, because before I got paid time and a half overtime.
Yeah.
Until I became a manager, and then I got paid straight time overtime. But still, if you just work 5 hours a week, we can do this. We did that for years.
Yeah. We also bought the acre of land behind us. So there was that. We put that against Nick's 401k. So we had to pay that back. So we had that. But anyway, by 2008, Nick lost his job, the one that we moved down here for. And we were in a mess by then. And we just didn't know how to deal with our money. We just didn't know. So we limped along until 2013, when Nick got the job that he has now. He had a lot of other jobs, but not one that he really liked like he did the one at 2013, which he's still at that job, so he likes it. Plus he does a lot of odd jobs, side jobs, that really helps out a lot too. But it was about 2015 that we decided we've really got to start getting out of debt. And we by then, it was about 2013 when Nick got this job. In 2015, that we paid off all of our consumer debt, all of our loans, credit cards, and stuff like that. And then in 2015, we started paying on our second mortgage, and we paid it off in August of 2017. So then we started rolling over what we were paying on our second mortgage and paying it on our first mortgage. And one thing that we did in 2013 was we started making a quarter payment every week. So that way we ended up making a payment or two extra every year, and that helped out a lot. So 2017, after we paid off the second mortgage and we started rolling that money into the first mortgage, and we did real good with that. And then April of 2019, we just decided we've got to squeeze it a little bit more, the budget. And we really said, okay, let's pay this house off. So at that time, we owed a total of $115,000. We'd already paid the rest off. And so it took us 45 months until today, from April of 2019 until today, 45 months, and we paid off $115,000. And we really worked hard every week to stick with it, to do it. We had a goal in mind, and it would get frustrating at times, didn't it?
Never.
It did. We'd be 3 years out, or 1 year out, or even 6 months ago, I was like, oh, can we just get this done? I'm so sick of dealing with this. And finally, we've been paying $600 a week on our mortgage
Forever.
since April of 2019, $620 a week. And that's total, that's the quarter payment plus all the extra. And it's just been overwhelming, but we did it. I can't even believe it. Can you?
It's been a lot of long nights working.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
But apparently this is what God wanted us to do because He supplied all the work. So
all of it, yeah. And
every
not
bit of it.
and to be able to stick with it and not give up, because that was another thing. You know, each week it was just a little bit that we paid, and it finally started coming down, and we're finally there.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now we got a big vacation planned for next year.
Yeah.
And this weekend we're going out somewhere nice to eat.
Oh yeah.
We got to celebrate.
Where are we gonna go eat?
Capri's, I guess.
Oh yeah, spaghetti. Spaghetti. We're kind of frugal people anyway. We don't spend a lot of money on a lot of different stuff. We've not been on a big family vacation a beach vacation since 2004 was the last time that we went. Because we would spend the summers when the kids ended up getting teenagers and they couldn't go on vacation in September when it was cheaper, then in the summer times, we just went on mission trips with our church. So Nick and I always did that also. So we gave up vacation time to go on mission trips in the summer, plus all of our families in Kentucky. So we would spend time in Kentucky, and you just have to learn how to deal with that. There's only so much vacation time that Nick gets. I could take off because I clean houses, but there's only so much vacation time he could get. So we chose to do that on mission trips and visiting our family in Kentucky and things like that. But we'll be married 35 years in July, so we decided to take our kids on a week's vacation in September to Pawleys Island, where we would vacation all the time. So we're all looking forward to that, and that'll be very exciting. And we want to, there's 3 things we want to do, I think. We want to save money. We want to be able to give. And the third thing is what?
Enjoy.
That's it. That's exactly it. Save, give, and enjoy.
Which means we go places every now and then.
Yeah. Instead of saying, we don't have the money for that.
We should have the money for that now. So we should be able to go somewhere every so often. And we did for a while. When we was doing the state parks, or even after that, we would try to go somewhere for just a couple days somewhere.
Yeah.
Didn't matter where, Virginia or somewhere.
Yeah. It's
So
just
we need to
this
get
last
back
year
to
we
that.
didn't at all, because first of all, both of our boys got married, so we had an expense with that, and then we had a new grandbaby, and just one thing after another, we were not able to go anywhere or do anything. Plus, we've got our camper in Kentucky, and we bought that, and that was about I think we $10,000. We bought
9,500.
yeah. We got a $10,000 loan for our camper, and we paid that off in 16 months. And so we have that in Kentucky.
To include what we've been paying off on the house.
Yes. I mean, we could have paid that $10,000 on the house, but
Yep.
we wanted our little place in Kentucky, and plus, our vehicles, we pay cash for our vehicles, and everything we try to pay cash for, because we don't want to be in any more debt. It's just not fun being in debt, is it?
And we become empty nesters, and since then we've been remodeling and expanding our house.
Yeah.
Even though some people downsize.
We did. We
We
didn't
don't.
expand. I mean, you can see where we took a wall out.
And tear ceilings out.
Yeah, we took a wall out. But we didn't expand. It's just there was a wall there and a wall there.
So we're working on that.
Yeah. So we're working. Well, this is our house now, and it needs to be our house, doesn't it? I'm not getting that adjusted very well. Anyway, but this house is our house, and we wanted it bigger kitchen, because when everybody comes over now, there's a lot of people. And the study, and Nick's got his big work building, and I have the she shed, and just things like that. I mean, we live here, and Lord willing, we will live in this house a lot longer than we paid on it. Right?
We hope.
A long time.
We hope.
Yeah, that's
we'll
the
see.
goal.
We
So,
shall see.
Is it impossible to do what we did? Well, no.
It ain't much fun.
It wasn't that bad. It's worth it today. It's going to be really worth it when we see the zero balance in the morning. That'll be great after all these years of paying down. I mean, it was exciting when we'd get to 110,000 or 100,000 or 95,000 or 88,000, or just to think we're there. I mean, it's zero now after all these years and after all this hard work. But I don't know, where am I going with this?
I have no clue. I have a hard time keeping up with you.
I know. It's just, it's almost, I'm still having a hard time believing that it's done, that it's paid off. Because it's just been such a huge goal.
We're
so
hoping in
long.
the next few months we see our checking account increase. And our savings
Our
account
savings
increase.
account.
And some savings increase.
Yeah, that's
So
what
that
we're
will be what will be tickling. To be
Yeah.
able to see that instead of it being, okay, we can buy groceries this week. Or we can fill the vehicles up to get to work this week. No, we're joking. We ain't
It's
that
not
broke.
that bad.
No.
But it's
No.
it's been pretty limited, because 50% of what you bring home went to paying on the mortgage every week.
Yep.
50%.
So now we're hoping to see everything sort of gradually increase.
Yeah, and I'm not working anymore. I mean, I clean an office one night a week, and then, I do this odd job every once a month.
She don't realize it, but she's fixing to get put to work. You got a deck to stain for somebody.
I don't mind doing that. I just,
I'm joking.
I'm ready for, I'm done mentally cleaning houses. I can't handle it.
Okay, so it can be done. You just got to stick to
Oh,
it.
that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Well, 115,000 for a lot of people is not much money anyway. A lot of people make a lot more money than we do, and so it's a lot easier for them. I was watching a show the other night about this guy and his budget, and they made a 3-figure income, and we don't. But he was going through his budget, and it was all this stupid stuff. I mean, they spent like $900 a month eating out. And then they spent, over $1,000 on groceries. It was crazy that you spend that much money, $2,000 a month almost, on food. When that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You don't have to eat out that much. It's convenient, but that's why he said we're in a negative balance. And I'm like, you make 3-figure, 6-figure income, not 3-figure, but 6-figure income, and you can't have any money? That's ridiculous. That's people that don't know how to budget. And the
Living
money,
beyond their means.
yeah, and the money they spent on entertainment between TV, music, all these different things that they used every month was ridiculous. I thought, you're stupid with your money. You need to learn how to budget correctly. And I'm old school budgeting. Every month I have a piece of paper and I draw 4 or 5 lines on it, and I go every week because Nick gets paid every week, and I budget every single week what needs to come out on that week. And that has helped us
And it looks
tremendously.
like chicken scratch to me. But as long as she can figure it out, that's all that matters.
I mean, and all the years that we've had a mortgage with Wells Fargo, which has been 19 years, we've never, ever, ever, ever been late. Even when Nick lost his job, even when it was really hard, all that, even when we had a second mortgage, we've never been late on any of our payments. And that's, well, we thank God for that. He's always provided work every time we needed it, every time we needed money, every time the kids needed something. There's always been work, a side job that he could do or I could do, even when Nick lost his job in 2008. And he did get a severance package, and he did get unemployment, but, you know, that only lasts for so long.
And the unemployment basically made the house payment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much that's what the unemployment paid.
Well, it was only $280 a week.
Yeah.
Unemployment
ridiculous.
was because we chose to have the insurance not the insurance, but the taxes taken out. So his unemployment was only $280 a week, and that made our house payment, the quarter payment. That was it. So we had to figure out how to eat, have electric.
And that year we refinanced our house because we had to, and that was when
2009.
I dread to say it, but the Obama refinancing was going around, and the refinance came in, and it was refinanced for 40 years,
Loan
not 30,
modification. Yeah.
but 40 years. I mean, it's a really cheap interest rate, but when we got all the paperwork, which at that point we had no choice, we had to do something, so it refinanced the house for 40 years, which threw us both for a loop.
We would have been 79 and 80 when
Yeah.
we paid that off.
Yeah.
And
There's
that was
just
in
no way.
2009, so,
There's just no way.
yeah.
So we took a 40-year mortgage and paid it off in 13 years.
Yeah.
Roughly. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Oh, what would have been a 40-year mortgage.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Because we were so, I've always hated debt. I've always hated being in debt. I've always wanted to get out of debt. And I've just always felt smothered and like it was a vicious, vicious cycle that we were in, that we just couldn't do any better. And that's just, the Lord has always been able to help us with that. So to be diligent and to pay this off. So we're starting the next phase of our life, empty nesters, and we're debt free.
Empty nesters and empty debt.
Yeah.
So
There
anyway.
you go. All right, so I hope if there's any way, if anybody watches this, if you want to leave a message that we could help you out in any way, give you some tips that we did, which they're all on YouTube. We watched all kinds of. That was very encouraging to us to watch all that on YouTube. So if you're down and out and you're in the middle of it like we were, just get in there, watch them, stay with it. Just keep on keeping on and stay with it, because eventually you will get there. It may take, like us, it may take years of paying this and paying
But you
this
gotta
and paying
buckle down.
this, but you got to do it. You've got to have
You gotta
somebody
forget the
to.
beach trips, the mountain trips, the fly trips, the vacations and stuff
Yeah.
like that for a while. Or at
Yeah.
least take mini.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we call it. We call it every 3 months we would take a mini vacation, just a couple days away.
Well,
And it
not
sorta
3
helped.
months.
Well, whatever
we
it
did
was.
it occasionally.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, because we go home to Kentucky a lot. So, if you want to call that, whatever.
It's not a vacation.
But anyway, so good luck, and we hope that if you're on the journey, you know, good luck with that. We're debt free.
Yeah.
We rolling?
We're rolling.
All right, you ready for this? Our very, very, very last house payment.
Okay,
That's it. Our very last one.
after 55 years.
Well, we've had some sort of a payment for 34 years. So this is it. The very last house payment. Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me do that by me.
I hope so.
Remember that number. Here we go.
Insufficient funds.
What was the number? What was the number now?
I don't remember now. Helps you write this stuff down.
I know.
Write it down.
I think we got it. Alrighty. Let's put it in here. Can
Can you
type?
spell it?
Alrighty. Here we go.
We're sorry. Story of our life.
Why not?
No, it says their thing is down. Please try again later.
It doesn't say that.
Your transfer can't be
Wait a
completed.
minute, wait a minute. It says no internet connection. Why don't we have an internet?
You have internet connection.
This is so ridiculous. Oh my goodness, it's so ridiculous.
Maybe you're signed into too many accounts there.
Let's try it again. If not, we may have to go in tomorrow.
I don't have time.
This is ridiculous.
Now you gotta try to type all that in again. Nope. Well, that's weird.
Alright, let's see.
Done. We hope. Pending.
Yep. Well, we'll know tomorrow what the balance is. It'll clear
Well,
up
let's hope
overnight.
it's zero.
Yeah, but it says this. But
Yeah.
this is what I always go by.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Now we'll have to wait a week to pay that extra $5-6.
God. No. That's exciting.
Okay.
All right, we'll record it again in the morning where we see a zero, we hope, balance. Yay! Last house payment. Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Ever.
Ever.
Here, let's high five. Woohoo! Let's say, let's do it. Let's say, let's do the shout.
You know you can't see us over there. You're way too excited.
Listen, this has been something we've been working to for how long? How many years? How many years?
Since at least 2008 when we had refunds for 40 years. Thanks to Obama.
Well, we paid $115,000 in the last 45 months.
Something like that.
We'll do another video.
So it can be done.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Let's do the shout.
We're debt free.
We're mortgage free! Debt free! Yay!
Mortgage and debt free.
Woohoo!
No more bills.
No more bills.